Children, we are continuing the practice papers 1 and part 2 because already we have solved 1 to 13 questions. Now 14th question onwards. Draw a line segment QR equal to 5 cm. Construct perpendiculars at a point Q and R respectively. Name them as QX and RY. Are they both parallel is the question. So in line segment we have to draw rough diagram to be drawn 5 cm and at Q and R 90 degree. Now what is the question? Whether they are parallel. So if it is 90 degree here, what is the sum of the co-interior angles? It is equal to 180 degree. So the lines are parallel. Now the steps of construction to be written. Draw QR equal to 5 cm at a Q and R, construct 90 degree, that is angle RQX, because here R is there and Q is there. RQX equal to 90 as well as QRY is also equal to 90. Now QX are parallel to RY only because Q plus R equal to angle Q plus angle R equal to 180 degree. Co-interior angles are supplementary. Here you can see the construction. So 5 centimeter we should, once we completed we should write the measurement and all. This is also 90 degree and here also 90 degree. You know the constructions very well. Mark here X and Y. Now co-interior angles are supplementary, so the lines are parallel. Question number 15. PQRS is a quadrilateral. A line through S parallel to PR meets QR produced in X. Show that area PQRS equal to area triangle PXQ. Diagram is already given in the question. So what is given in the question? PQRS is a quadrilateral and PR parallel to QR. PR parallel to QR only. PR parallel to SX. So here QR is written, it is SX only. Now what is the next part? Here I'll mark the parallel. To prove area PQRS equal to area of the triangle PXQ. We have to prove this since it is the chapter 9 question only. This current year it is not there. So prove PR parallel to SX. Now there is a theorem that when the two triangles are on the same base and between the same parallels, they are equal areas only. So SX is the, we are taking the base. With the SX we are getting PSX and RSX. Two triangles you can see in the diagram, PSX and RSX. Both are on the same base X and between the same parallels PR and SX. So their areas are equal. So area of the triangle PSX equal to area of the triangle RSX. Now we are subtracting this SYX from both the side. We are subtracting SYX from both the sides. So what will happen? Area of the triangle PSX, we are reducing this SYX. So what is remaining? PSY. Similarly, RSX, we are reducing SYX. So what is remaining in the diagram? RYX. That is XYR. So we got that by the subtraction of this portion from the two equal triangles area, we are getting the another area, that is area of the triangle PSY equal to area of the triangle XYR. Now we need area of PQRS. Area of PQRS means what we required here, PSY plus this PQRY. Right? PSY already we got equal here. PSY we got equal here. So for completing PQRS diagram we need this portion PQRY. So we are adding PYRQ, that is in this way we are telling PYRQ on this side, you will get PQRS. The same thing only we should add on the RHS. What is that one? XYR we got. XYR, we should add which part there? PYRQ. Then again we are getting that a PQX. PQX is the triangle there. So area PQRS equal to area PXQ. So we have two steps. First step we are subtracting this portion. Second step we are adding PQRY on both the sides. So finally our result is PQRS equal to area of the triangle PXQ. Question number 16. In the given figure, O is the center of the circle and the diameter AD bisects angle BOC. Prove that angle BOD and OBC are complementary angle. BOD means here and angle OBC. These two angles are complementary. So how we can prove this one? Diagram is already given. ADO is the center of the circle. AD bisects BOC. That means BOD, angle 1 BOD and angle CAD also equal. No, here BOD is BOD and COD are equal, right? So here angle BOD and COD are equal because AD bisects the angle. So now we have to prove that angle BOD and OBC are complementary because their sum is equal to, let me mark here 3 only. So 1 plus 3 equal to 90 degree we have to prove. So in triangle OBC, what we can write in proof? OB equal to OC also there, and we are using OB equal to OC. I have written here OB equal to OC. Then we can write that base angles are equal. That means 3 and 4 are equal. And already we can write 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4. All the 3 angles we can take here. Its angle sum property is also equal to 180 degree. So first step, in triangle OBC, angle O plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. That means OBC plus OCB and then BOC, the angle equal to 180 degree. Now OB and OC are equal. We already told that 3 and 4 are equal, which is that angle OBC equal to OCB, angle opposite to equal side. Now if we consider angle BOC, it is the sum of 1 and 2 only, which is that angle BOD plus COD. Both are equal to each other, so we can write that 2 times of BOD, because our purpose is that 1 and 3 equal to 90 degree we have to bring. So we have now we are first step, angle sum property, angle O plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. What is the second step? Angle B and C are equal because it is opposite to the equal sides OB and OC. Now what is the next step? Because it's a bisecting property, so we can write angle BOC means either 2 times of BOD we can write or 2 times of DOC we can write. We are written here 2 times of angle BOD. So all these result we are putting in equation 1. Then what will happen? OBC plus OCB plus 2 times of BOD equal to 180 degree. First we have changed angle BOC as 2 times of angle BOD. Next OBC and OCB are equal. We need 2 times of OBC. Our purpose is 1 and 3 are complementary. So 2 times of angle OBC plus angle OBD, 2 times of angle BOD equal to 180 degree. That means angle OBC plus angle BOD equal to 90 degree. If we got 2 angles, the sum is equal to 90 degree, then both the angles are complementary angles. So OBC and BOD are complementary angles. Construct a right angle triangle XYZ in which angle Z is equal to 90 degree, YZ equal to 2.5, XZ plus XY equal to 4.5. So sum of the two sides and a base angle, one base angle and one base is given. Using this we have to construct a right angled triangle. So the first step is draw YZ equal to 2.5. What is the next step? We have to construct a 90 degree here. So already XYZ will come in the name of the letter. So we will make it as A here. That is 90 degree construction. On this, what is the length to be taken? 4.5. So that point will be usually we will mark as a D only. What is the next step? Join YD. Again draw the perpendicular bisector of this, so it will meet here, that is X. That is why here confusion will come. X will mark here, other letter should be used. Join XY, XYZ is the required triangle. Let us read the steps once again. Draw YZ equal to 2.5. At Z, construct YZA equal to 90 degree with Z as a center and draw an arc of the radius 4.5. This center will be the, mark this as a D. Join YD and draw the perpendicular bisector of ID, and which will mark at X only, and join XY to get the triangle XYZ. So diagram you can see here, just we have to write the measurement. Here it is 2.5 and here the total length will be xy plus xz is equal to 4.5 centimeter. So this is the required triangle. 18th question. If the total surface area of the solid sphere is 98.56 centimeter square, find the radius of the sphere. Total surface area of the solid sphere means, so what is the formula? 4 pi r square. That is given in the question. What is the value? It is equal to 98.56 centimeter square. So just substitute and we can solve for r square. So r square equal to 7.84 centimeter square. Then we can calculate r equal to 2.8 centimeter only. Now what is the question is asked? Find the radius of the sphere also, and volume also asked there. So here volume of the sphere equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Just substitute. Find the radius and volume of the sphere. So volume of the sphere, what is the formula? 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 into 22 by 7 into 2.8 whole cube. So the final answer is 91.96 centimeter cube. So always write the unit also in such questions. So the final answer is 91.96 centimeter cube. 19th one. A survey of number of people of various age groups visiting Diwali Mela on a particular day is given below. Draw a frequency polygon with a histogram to represent the data. So age in years, number of people 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and 50 to 60. Corresponding number of people are 14, 28, 35, 21, 14, 7. So we have to do frequency polygon and a histogram to represent the data. First we have to complete histogram. So labeling the diagram correctly, age in years, number of students. You can see that here we have completed the histogram. What is the next step? Upper part we have to find the midpoints. Midpoints we have marked here and we have joined. Since it's a frequency polygon, next midpoint, preceding midpoints of the first class interval and the succeeding midpoint of the last class interval. That is the next midpoint. We have to use it for closing the data because since it's a frequency polygon. Now what about the table? So the graph is completed now. Now let us see the table how it is. Table will have one more column, that is class mark. So in solution part, first we have to write the table only. So age in years and number of students are required for drawing the histogram. Now what is the class mark to be there? Why the class mark is there? For drawing the frequency polygon. So 0 to 10, 10 to 20, there is no change. It's a continuous class interval. It will be written here. And class mark. How we have to calculate class mark? The lower limit plus upper limit. 0 plus 10 divided by 2. So 10 divided by 2, it is equal to 5. 10 plus 20, lower and upper limit to be added. 10 plus 20, 30. 30 divided by 2, it is equal to 15. Like that, when we got the difference is 10, so 10 we can add also. 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. So we got 3 columns in the solutions. Already in the question we are having the first and the last column. What is to be added here? Class mark, since the frequency polygon is asked. 20th question. A batsman's score in 80 one-day matches are given below. Runs and number of matches. 20 to 29 he scored one time only. 30 to 39 again one time. 40 to 49 runs he scored in 8 matches. 50 to 59 he scored 13. Next 60 to 69 20 matches. 70 to 79 22. 80 to 89 12 and 90 to 99 3 matches. What is the probability that in the next match the batsman will score at least 70 runs? That is the first question, and at most 59 runs is the second question. We are studying this year experimental and empirical probability only. Experimental probability for any event E, P of E equal to Number of trials in which the event happened divided by total number of trials. The number of trials in which the event happened, total number of trials. While doing the video itself, I told at least and at most can be expected in exams. So P of getting at least 70 runs means 70 and above 70. So your frequencies are 22 plus 12 plus 3 to be added, that is 37 out of 80. So 37 by 80, you can check the table once again. P of getting at most 59 runs means that is the maximum. For 59, you can see that 50 and 59 the class interval, 13 is the frequency, so just below that one 13, 8, 1 and 1. So if you add this one 23 out of the trials, whatever the total number of trials, that is same only, it is equal to 80. So 23 by 80. Then at least 70 and at most questions are important from the probability chapter. With this, today's video I am winding up. Thank you.